Hi, this is Kamera. My first few minutes with God, day number 239, Ezekiel chapter 1 through chapter 4. Ezekiel, while he was in Babylon, he says he saw the heavens open and he saw visions of God. And he said this was the fifth year of the captivity of Jehoiakim, king of Judah. He saw four living beings and he describes them as having wings and they have four different faces. And then he talks about, he describes them pretty good at the description. He also talks about the wheels where there was a wheel within the wheel and the wheel was covered with eyes all around. That was the living being spirit. And then he talks about above them was like a surface, and above that, upon that surface was like a throne. And he says there's a being on there like that of a man, of appearance of a man. And he describes how it all looks. And so he said that looks like this, God's glory. So he falls face down. And this voice begins to talk to him. And it tells him that he is sending. He tells Ezekiel, I am sending you. First, he calls him Son of Man. I am sending you to the nation of Israel, a rebellious nation that has rebelled against me, they and their ancestors. They're stubborn and hard-hearted. He says, give them my message, whether they like it or not, whether they listen or not. Don't fear them. Don't be dismayed by their faces, their dark scowls. They are rebels. But he says, you must give them my message. They will know a prophet. They will know that a prophet has been among them. And he says, open your mouth and eat what I give you. And so he noticed that there's this hand that goes that reaches out to him with this scroll that unravels. And he says this scroll, he noticed that it was filled with funeral songs, words of sorrow, uh, proclamations of or pronouncements of doom. And he's fed this scroll. He actually says that it had a sweet flavor to it. So the voice said to him, go and give its message to the people of Israel. I have made you as obstinate and hard-hearted as they are. I've made your forehead as hard as the hardest rock. So don't be afraid of them or their angry looks. They are rebels. Let my words first sink in your heart. Listen carefully to the message, then go to the exiles. And so he tells them what he says, tell them what I say, whether they listen or not. He said, tell them whether they listen or not. That says a lot. He says, then the Spirit lifted him up and took him away. And yeah. And he says he sat among the Judean exiles for like 7 days. And then so after that, the Lord tells Ezekiel that he has appointed him as a watchman of Israel. And he says, when I give you a message, warn them immediately of any message that I give you. And he says, if you do not give them the message that I give you, then you are held accountable. If you give them the message I tell them and they just do wrong still, then it's not on you. So he makes him accountable for giving out that message. And so then Ezekiel is, again, he sees God's Spirit in the same form he had seen him before at the Kabar River. And then he tells Ezekiel to go to his home. He must be bound, and he's going to make Ezekiel speechless until he has a message for Ezekiel to go out and tell. And then when he does give Ezekiel this message, Ezekiel illustrates the message as well. That's the crazy part. We think that we have problems with sharing God's word. Ezekiel had to do some things that we would say he is crazy. So we need to really rethink crazy. he tells Ezekiel that he wants him to do this thing. I mean, lay on your side, your left side, for 390 days. And while you're laying on your side for those 390 days, you're actually looking at besieged Jerusalem and you're prophesying destruction to them. Why 390 days? One day for every year that they sinned and rebelled against God. And then after the 390 days, lay on your right side. Lay on your right side for another 40 days for the Judeans. Yeah, same thing, because they rebelled, they sinned for those 40 days. Isn't that something? One day for every year. Yeah, stare at the besieged Jerusalem as he prophesied destruction. And God, he gives them, we thought that food prep was new. Food prep is not new. He told Ezekiel to prep for his 390 days plus 40-day command. He tells them to go and get certain foods and he to measure them out, and they need to be accessible so that he'll be able to eat during those times that he's laying on his side, 390 plus the 40. And he tells them how much water. He tells them how much water to drink and how much food to eat. So food prep. Yeah, there you go. But there you guys, there you have it. Day 239, Ezekiel chapter 1 through chapter 4. You have a God-filled blessed day.